Okay, welcome again to Login Science. Today I'll be doing question 3 from November 2021 on sequences and series. Before I can start, as always, I'd like to remind you and encourage you to subscribe to your channel and don't forget to activate the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post new content for you. Down below is my name and the email address at which you can contact us. So if you have any question or anything that you'd like to let us know, feel free to use the email address down below. Okay, this is the question. It's question 3 from November 2021 past exam paper. So the question says, consider the quadratic number pattern. This one, 3.1, write down the value of T4. You are given T1, T2, T3, and you must write down the value of T4. It's 1 mark. What is T4? Okay, this is the quadratic number pattern, the one we are given. I'll suggest you write down the whole question and follow along as I solve the question. So this is the quadratic pattern, negative 145, negative 122, negative 101. So T4, the next term. Okay, since it's a quadratic pattern, you must have a second common difference. So what is the first difference between negative 145 and negative 122? You can see when you take negative 122 minus 145, the difference will be 23. You can check it with your calculator. When you take this minus 145, you'll get 23. And what is the difference here? When you take negative 101 minus 122, the difference here will be 21. Now the second difference, when you take 21 minus 23, the difference is negative 2. So this is the constant difference, the common difference. For a quadratic number pattern, you have a second common difference. So this one will be constant. Now, if you want to get T4, the next term, you'll keep your second difference constant. So it will be negative 2. And when you subtract negative 2 from 21, it will be 19. So 19 will be added to negative 101. So what is the next term? The next term is negative 82. So T4 is equal to negative 82. So this is T4, question 3.1. You can see 3.1, T4 is negative 82. Now the next question, 3.2, show that the general term of this pattern number is Tn equal to negative n squared plus 26n minus 170. I can use this space for 3.2. You must show that Tn is equal to negative n squared plus 26n minus 170. So you must show that Tn is equal to that. This is what you are given. You must prove negative n squared plus 26n minus 170. This one. Okay, let's show that. So you know that your Tn in standard form is this one. Tn is equal to a n squared plus bn plus c in standard form. So you are going to find a, b, and c and plug in and see if you're gonna prove that Tn is equal to what you are given. Okay, from the lesson on quadratic sequence, you are going to need these numbers, this one in the diagonal, to get your a, b, c. So do you agree that negative 2 is equal to 2a from the lesson we saw? I hope you can remember that. And this 23 is equal to 3a plus b. And the negative 145 is equal to A plus B plus C. This negative 145. I hope you can remember that from the lesson we saw on quadratic sequence. Okay, now let's use the three equations to solve for A, B, and C. So you start with this one. 2A is equal to negative 2, and you divide by 2 on both sides to solve for A. A is equal to negative 1. Okay, A is equal to negative 1. 3A plus B is equal to 23. This one is equal to 23. And now you have 3 times A. A is negative 1 plus B is equal to 23. And this will give you negative 3 plus B equal to 23. So B is equal to 23 plus 3 when the negative 3 move from left to the right. So it will be 23 plus 3, which is 26. Now use this equation. You have A plus B plus C equal to negative 145. So you have A plus B plus C equal to negative 145. Your A is equal to negative 1. Your B is equal to 26 plus C equal to negative 145. Okay, so now you have 26 minus 1 is 25 plus C equal to negative 145. Okay, now C is equal to negative 145 minus 25. So when 25 moves from left to the right side, the sign change, you're going to have negative 145 minus 25, and C is going to be equal to negative 170. Okay, so now Tn, the general term, is equal to this in standard form. Now you are going to replace your A, B, and C. What is your A? Negative 1. So it will be negative n squared plus Bn. What is your B? 26. It will be 26n plus C. What is C? Negative 170. Okay, we have proved that Tn is equal to negative n squared plus 26n minus 170. This one we have proved. 3.3. Between which two terms of the quadratic number pattern will there be a difference of negative 1 to 1? Okay, between which two terms of the quadratic number pattern you will have this difference, negative 1 to 1. Let me show you something. When you check, your difference is this one, the first difference. So your negative 1 to 1 is also among this difference. It's somewhere along the line. I want you to see something. You can see 23 is T1 of this first difference, and it's between which terms of the quadratic pattern? It's between T1 and T2, and this is between T2 and T3. So when you have this third difference, it will be between T3 and T4. So we need to find the position of negative 1 to 1 in this first difference, and then we can tell between which two terms of the quadratic pattern the negative 1 to 1 is. Okay, let's find the position of negative 1 to 1 first. Do you agree with me this first difference is actually an arithmetic sequence because they've got a common difference of -2. So this formula can be applied to find the position of -1, 2, 1 for an arithmetic sequence. Now Tn, replace it with -1, 2, 1 is equal to, what is A? Your first term. In this case, it's 23 plus n minus 1 times your difference, which is the common difference, it's -2. So we're going to solve for n, and n will tell us the position of -1, 2, 1 in this first difference. Okay, so it's -1, 2, 1 is equal to 23. -2 times n, you have plus there, it will be -2n. -2 times -1, you have plus there, it will be plus 2. So this is -1, 2, 1 is equal to 23 plus 2 is 25, -2n, and 25 moves from right to the left. You're gonna have -146 is equal to -2n. So you divide by -2 by -2 to get your n. What is n equal to? When you take -146, you divide by -2, you're gonna have 73. So -121 is T73 in this first difference, and it's between which two terms of the quadratic number pattern? So between T73 and T74. And now the last question, what value must be added to each term in the number pattern so that the value of the maximum term in the new number pattern formed will be 1? So you have this quadratic number pattern. What you can do first is to find the maximum number in this quadratic number pattern, and then from there you will see how much you need to add so that the new maximum value can be 1. Okay, let's get the maximum value first in this quadratic number pattern. So the general term of that quadratic number pattern is this one. This one. We saw it. This one. Can you see? -n squared plus 26n minus 170. So we need to find the maximum value first. And to find the maximum value first, remember this is a parabola that is concave down. So it will be something like this parabola, and there is a maximum. Okay, to find the maximum, you will need to find first the value of n that will be plugged into this general term to get your maximum. So you're gonna use this one, n is equal to -b over 2a. So this is obtained from the quadratic formula. And what is your n? To be negative. What is b? It's 26 over 2a. What is a? You can see is -1. And now you have -26 over -2. And this is 13. Now you're gonna plug 13 into this Tn to get your maximum value. T maximum will be negative. You have 13 squared plus 26n, so it's 26. N is 13 minus 170. So T maximum is, what is your T maximum? Use your calculator. So you have negative 13 squared plus 26, you have 13 bracket minus 170. What is the answer? Negative 1. So T maximum is negative 1. So now to get your, let me write it like this. T maximum new, it will be the old maximum value, the old one, plus some value. Let's call that value X must be equal to 1 according to the request here. This one. So you should get 1. So you want to find how much you must add to the old maximum value so that you have 1. So you have your maximum value plus some value and you must get 1. So you need to find X. So T maximum, the old one, is negative 1 plus X is equal to 1. Now solve for X. X is equal to 1 plus 1 when the negative 1 moves from left to the right. So X is equal to 2. Now you can see you will need to add 2 to each term of the quadratic pattern so that the new maximum value is equal to 1. Okay, we are done with question 3 from November 2021. As always, don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post new content for you. See you in the next video and take care.